on the Diaspora this week.
That have exhausted the legal process about staying in Germany, and so that the German government, has decided that they are illegal and that they should be returned to their country.
Germany in talks with Nigeria over repatriation of 30,000 Nigerian illegal migrants.
So why don't we magnify ourselves in a positive way instead of these negative things that the movie people are projecting?
How is Nollywood shaping the perception of Nigerians in the Democratic Republic of Congo? Nigerians are welcome to Canada, but
Canadians are very generous, welcoming people. They support immigration, but they don't like people not following the rules.
hello there, welcome to the Diaspora on the NTA. It is the program where we talk about Nigerians living and working outside the country. Now on the program this week, our first story is on the planned repatriation of about 30,000 Nigerians who are said to be living in Germany illegally. During the week, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, received the Presidential Advisor on Security for the Federal Republic of Germany, who was in Nigeria, to discuss the modalities for the repatriation of these illegal Nigerians said to be staying in Germany. Now here is their interaction. The security advisor to the German President, Jan Hecker, has met with Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, over the modalities for the repatriation of about 30,000 illegal Nigerian migrants in Germany.
An envoy to meet with myself to discuss the issue of return and readmission. There are about 30,000 Nigerian illegal immigrants in Germany. So the discussion really is around an agreement on the process for return and readmission. So we've had these first discussions, and they will come back with us with proposals for ways to make the process easier and smoother.
Sorry, sir. Return and readmission, what does it mean?
It means that those who are in Germany illegally, that have exhausted the legal process about staying in Germany, and so that the German government, has decided that they are illegal and that they should be returned to their country, that they should be readmitted by the country to which they belong.
So the question is, if these Nigerians that are alleged to have migrated illegally, how do we ascertain that this person is a Nigerian and not a Ghanaian?
Not from, no, the mission is involved now, but we're looking at a mechanism to make the process quicker. I think that's essentially it for the German government, that over a period of the last 2 years, that only 200 have come back out of about 30,000 through this process. So they are not happy that the system we have in place at the moment is working, certainly not working to their satisfaction.
So what would the mission play?
Well, we'll have to look at what they present to us. They'll have to look at what they present to us. I think one of the points they're making is that there's some duplication.
Sir, we have had a very good meeting, the Minister and I, this morning. It was my first meeting here today in Abuja. I will have some other meetings, and what we discussed was bilateral relations. I think our bilateral relations have been intensified substantially throughout the last years, and there has been a whole series of meetings in the last years between our governments and representatives of the governments, and also between President Buhari and the Chancellor. We are willing to go on with cooperating at such a high level.
Now, similarly, the Canadian Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, visited Nigeria, where he met with Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema. They also discussed the issue of migration and, of course, several issues relating to the relations between Nigeria and Canada. Here is their meeting. Nigeria and Canada enjoy cordial relations at the bilateral level and among its citizens. However, there are concerns over the rising cases of illegal migrants from Nigeria to Canada, which the Canadian Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, Ahmed Hussein, and his Nigerian counterpart, Geoffrey Onyema, are working to address.
When it comes to my particular portfolio, Honorable Minister, the numbers are very, very encouraging. We have ever-growing interest from Nigerian nationals to either visit Canada temporarily or come and work, come and study and so on. Those numbers are increasing. We welcome that. We think that's a very good, I mean, apart from the High Commissioner and other diplomatic relations, people-to-people ties are very important, as you know, and the Nigerian Canadian community in Canada is very, very vibrant. It's the numbers are big and there's a long history. And so those people-to-people ties are crucial, and they enable us to develop the trading links and further the cultural and other links, educational links that we have. So it's a good news story. I mean, I have the numbers over just last year, for example, we had over 22,000 student applications from Nigerians to come to study in Canada. Over 55,000 temporary residents, people who are coming to visit their family or friends or just visit Canada. 6% increase from the previous year. So very good statistics. We rely on Nigeria for as a source country for skilled workers as well. You know, almost 5,000 in 2017 individuals applied and were successful to come to Canada to work as skilled workers. Mainly, some actually half in the federal skilled worker program and the others in the provincial nominee program. Both are very crucial to us. Our economy, as you know, is growing. We're creating jobs, but sometimes we don't have enough people to fill those jobs, and so we encourage folks to come to Canada and work and find a way to become permanent residents as well. We're an open country, as you know, so we value that, and I think Nigeria is a great example of the success that immigration has had for both countries. You have an outlet for highly skilled individuals from Nigeria who would want to pursue opportunities abroad, to have legal pathways to study and work in Canada, and then Canada gets those skills and those labor market shortages addressed. And we also benefit from the students who decide to stay because they end up contributing so much to Canadian society. So that's all good news. There is, however, I mean, I would be remiss not to mention a minority number. It's a very small. It's a small number compared to the legal migrants. There is a small, but unfortunately for us, a small but growing number of Nigerian nationals who are, for whatever reason, instead of using the legal pathways to work or study, are deciding to use irregular ways of coming to Canada. So,
you know, we appreciate also your very liberal immigration policies. I think amongst the Western countries, it's certainly, you know, one of the most liberal. And so we, you know, try as much as possible to have our people, let our chaps know that they have to follow the regular path to, you know, to migration and immigration. And, you know, we're taking various steps to try and, as much as possible, you know, prevent irregular migration. We're discussing, this doesn't affect Canada, but, you know, even with the, as you say, the trans-Saharan Mediterranean route, there are various measures we're trying to, you know, put in place to contain that. And, you know, working very hard with EU countries. this phenomenon, of course, that is taking place, by the U.S. is, it's almost bizarre, because clearly it's, it's a problem, and I'll discuss also to the High Commissioner to see, how cooperative they are being. I mean, the issue of issuing travel documents is one that we do routinely, ordinarily. The issues usually concern, first of all, giving the individuals the opportunity to exhaust all the legal rights, which is within that country, right, available to them within the country, and then also being sure that they are Nigerian. So with various countries that we've had this issue, it's always, those have really been the main issues. There are migrants who, for whatever reason, will claim that they're Nigerians even when they're not, and so we often send, people from the ministry together with the immigration services, to go, and different ways of trying to identify the true countries of origin of these some of these migrants. But but once those have been satisfied, I mean, the rules are clear. Certainly on our side, facilitate their repatriation. And for us, it's not an issue.
Of course, migration should be done legally and within the ambit of the law. Now, let's talk about migration within the African continent, where we bring you highlights of our interaction with the president of the Nigerians in Diaspora organization, NIDO, the African chapter, where we discuss several issues, including the issue of Nollywood and how it is shaping the perception of Nigerians in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the current president of NIDO resides. Now let's talk about life for an ordinary Nigerian in the DRC. By the way, how many Nigerians do you think are there in that country?
For now, we can register about 7,000 Nigerians in DRC. As you said, life, business, mainly they are all traders at 98%. They are all traders. Recently, we started having bankers coming, different banks are coming, but 98% are still traders on building materials, traders on spare parts, automobile spare parts, and few students who happen to be traders who turn to be students. Maybe they could not finish their studies in Nigeria, so they went back to school over there. So life is good, because I can say they are making it when they buy something, because Congo use dollar. Though they have their normal currency, that's called the franc Congo. It's like CFA, but their own franc Congo. But still, US dollar dominates the market. You can travel, even pay your transport with it. You have people changing it everywhere. So it's a more frequent money they use. So when Nigerian traders come, they buy things from Nigeria. Mainly they get their source from Lagos. And when they come to Congo, they have a profit margin.
Tell me about the perception and the treatment of Nigerians in the Congo. How is it that, how are Nigerians treated, how are they received by the Congolese?
Well, the atmosphere is cordial, it's peaceful, it's friendly, because I can say, when I say about 7,000 Nigerians living in Congo, we also have about 5,000 Nigerians marrying the Congolese women, or Congolese men marrying our women. So the in-lawship is there, the atmosphere is cordial, without ignoring some pocket of problems that can arise in every environment where humans are. But generally, the Congolese people are hospitable people. You remember, Nigeria have a long relationship with Congo during the Civil War, during the the time of United Nations peacekeeping. We have our men serving there up to today, even in the police in Congo. The Congolese police are being trained here in our defense academy here. So, and the trading, before the coming of China, it is Lagos that is supplying everything to Congo. So that relationship is there. Immigration sometimes will come up with different documentation, which we in the diaspora, we always engage them and we explain things to them clearly. And we use this medium to also encourage Nigerians to be more responsible, not only in Congo, but in the African continent that I chair for now, on the diaspora. We need to know the rules and regulations of a nation and abide by that, especially this visa something. So we want to sue the movie industry. We want to sue the movie industry for the problem they have created for us, especially in this continent. Any part of the continent when you go, once you are in Nigeria, so we remember things like Karashika. I mean, fetish, charm. All these things they manifest in the movie, which are not real. Even if it is real, it's nothing. Because in the African, we know our culture, all this, our old beliefs because of ignorance. So now they manifest it in the movie. And they see us as people who are more fetish. So like in the hospital where I work, there are sometimes I do special surgery. I mean, when my supervisors may say, no, doctor, we don't do this, let's make a transfer. I say, no, I'll do it. And I engage, I will do it, and the patient survive. And then the next thing in the world, even the nurse, they will say, don't you know it's from Nigeria? You know, they have their own giri-giri. So that thing sometimes, it pains me, because instead of recognizing my technical know-how, now they are attributing it to the negativity, which I don't know more about. So it's not only me, even Nigerians, when they are doing well in their trading, his 1 year, 2 years trading, he become a bigger man. His neighbor of the citizens will say, he have come with something from their country. So this is what they learn from the movie. Why can't this our movie people do like Americans? They manifest the American mighty in technology. That's why it's difficult for a nation today to face America. They think that they have every type of bomb. They can do everything possible. So why don't we magnify ourselves in a positive way instead of these negative things that the movie people are projecting? So that's why Nido Africa have decided we are taking them to court so that from there we will get an injunction to stop them from portraying us, because we are the people, we are the victims. They can kill a Nigerian because they have done it several times. We will come, people are on a Nigerian beating him for, okay, we are not selling in this line, especially those who are selling the earring. I remember in Congo, Brazzaville, I once went there for an intervention in a market, people who are selling the earrings. They say that this is the Nigerian man came, all eyes is on his table. People are only buying from him. While this guy is busy coming to Lagos, making different selections that attract women. So other people who are buying in quantity don't have that technique. So when those women are there, they have choices. So now the next thing is that their fetish thing have brought to the market. And they fall on him. They nearly kill this guy if not the intervention of the police. So the movie is not doing us good in this continent, in the negative side.
Now, certainly there are opportunities for Nigerians on the African continent. Now it's left for Nigerians to take advantage of such opportunities. Now this is the time we bring you one Nigerian that is doing Nigeria and Nigerians proud. It's called the Diasporan of the Week.
Born on 27 June 1961, Amina Mohammed hails from Gombe State in northeastern Nigeria. Her father is a Nigerian veterinarian, while her mother is a British nurse. Amina has worked mostly in the private sector, both at national and international level, where she demonstrated commitment, excellence and productivity, earning her different accolades. She was the founder and CEO of the Center for Development Policy Solutions, and as an adjunct professor for the Masters in Development Practice program at Columbia University. At various times, she was the senior special assistant to the President of Nigeria on the Millennium Development Goals, a role she played giving her best to the nation under 3 presidents, namely President Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Yar'Adua, and Goodluck Jonathan. In 2005, she took up the assignment of coordinating Nigeria's debt relief funds towards the achievement of the MDGs. This she carried out from 2002 to 2005, in addition to leading the task force on gender and education for the UN Millennium Project. Dutiful Amina was appointed as a special advisor to UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon on post-2015 development planning. This meant that she was the link between the Secretary General, his high-level panel of eminent persons, HLP, and the General Assembly's Open Working Group, OWG, among other stakeholders. Her role of achievement could not go unnoticed by President Muhammadu Buhari, who appointed her as a minister under his administration. She was given the portfolio of Minister of Environment and led to what has now become the first successful attempt to clean the Niger Delta, beginning with Ogoni land. The star of Amina Mohammed continued to shine brighter as the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres announced her appointment as the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. This makes her one of the world's top public servants and a great ambassador of Nigeria. In her current role at the United Nations, Amina is the Chief Administrative Officer of the organization, with a special focus on sustainable development, including the implementation of the 2030 Agenda, the management of the review of the United Nations Development System, financing for development, humanitarian development nexus, climate change, as well as migration, global health, and related issues. For her achievement and flying high the Nigerian flag abroad, Amina Mohammed is our Diaspora of the Week.
Definitely the Nigerian brand is always strong and difficult to ignore out there. Kudos to our Diaspora of the Week for making Nigerians and Nigeria proud out there. It's that time when we bring you news about Nigerians in the diaspora. The alleged killer of a Nigerian attaché to the Nigerian embassy in Sudan has been arrested by the police. A report says the late Habibu Almu was allegedly stabbed by one Miss Inas Khalid Mekano, a student of Sudanese Canadian College in Khartoum. The suspect will be charged to court. 2 Nigerian students in the United Kingdom, Prince Naji and Elvis Ilonze, have been sentenced to a 1-year suspended prison term for battering their colleague after an argument. They were found guilty for causing bodily harm to the victim. And British-Nigerian boxer Anthony Joshua has been named as the world's richest boxer by the Forbes list of moneymakers. Joshua, who earned over $25 million in his last fight against Joseph Parker, is eyeing another $50 million from a unification bout against Deontay Wilder. And Diaspora News is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of the Diaspora here on the NTA. Now, on behalf of the rest of the team, I am Makut Simon Macham, thanking you so much for sharing your time with us and inviting you again to join us on the next edition of the program. Bye for now.